Hello class, how's everyone doing this week? Today I'm going to give a presentation on how to give a writing workshop. Writing workshops are important because they can make writing a more fun and involving process for students. When writing is more fun and involving, students are able to produce better work in English, writing, and reading. When hosting a writing workshop, the first process of the writing workshop is molding. When molding engages the students in the topic which they are going to write. This allows the students to get their creative juices flowing. For instance, if writing early on in elementary school, it can be as little as one sentence. And the topic could be, let's say, a student's favorite animal. Well, in the molding process, they can start by brainstorming, and they can do a simple spider web chart, which I'm sure everybody has done when they were a student. And in this one, the student's favorite animal was a tiger. From the spider web chart, and which is in the molding process, the student can branch off and talk about their favorite animal, which was a tiger, about their color, and branch off and say their color is orange and black. Another category where the tiger lives, and branch off and say the jungle. When they do this, they are able to get the subjects and information that are needed to properly write a sentence. The second process of the writing workshop is to go on to scaffolding. Scaffolding is the structure of which a sentence or paper is about. It is important to remember in the scaffolding process to remember, like in sports, one game at a time, like in a paper, one sentence at a time. When you write one sentence at a time, you are clearly able to see what you are writing about and if it makes sense. For instance, in the scaffolding process, they can go on to step 3, which is combining scaffolding and molding. And when they do this, the student can make their sentence, which would be, for instance, combining what they learned in the brainstorming. A tiger color, so let's make the sentence out of everything in the brainstorming and go on to scaffolding. So a tiger color orange black lives in the jungle, so it's furry, it's big. So let's say the student can write a sentence: the big, furry, orange and black tiger lives in the jungle. That is a very clear sentence and a great sentence that explains about the favorite animal that the student is writing about. And when examining the sentence in early education, you can ask the students to identify words you think they do not clearly understand. For instance, you can ask the student, what does jungle mean? If they don't know, you can tell them the jungle means this is a habitat where the animal lives. And it is clear when they're doing one sentence at a time, the teacher makes corrections above the words that need to be corrected. The students should not be worried about spelling in early education. They need to be able to just get their thoughts onto paper. Going on to the fourth part of the writing workshop is making writing fun. Making writing fun is important because when writing isn't fun, students will not want to write their paper. One thing that I've learned that makes writing really the most fun is letting the student choose the topic which they want to write about. I've already talked about an animal, which students would want to talk about sometimes. Other students might want to talk about their favorite hobby, like playing football or playing with their Barbies. When the topic is fun and the students are able to see that it is fun, they will be able to do the molding process, the scaffolding process, combining it together, and when this is all done, they are able to have a rough draft. Once the rough draft is reached, whether it is 1, 2, 3 sentences, and up to a paper in short essays in elementary school, it is important for the student to revise their work, which means the student needs to reread their work. When the student rereads their work, they will be able to see corrections that are needed to be made. When the corrections are needed to be able to be made, they are able to move on to another step, which is rewriting, the last step. Rewriting after revising and doing all the other steps in the writing workshop allows the student to have a complete polished work that they have to turn in. When their sentence is completely polished and ready to turn in, they are able to have confidence in writing, which is important to have throughout their education.